We are live this morning with today's big stories, including today's sentencing for John Goodman that could come with a few new surprises.
We're also live in Hollywood this morning, where 2 officers are recovering after being shot by a gunman on Florida's Turnpike. And that's where we begin right now with News Channel 5's Mike Trim. He's at Memorial Hospital with the very latest. Good morning, Mike.
At last check, this is where Real is in critical but stable condition at Memorial Regional Hospital in Hollywood. Not much information is being released on the ICE agent who was also shot or the Broward Sheriff's deputy who was injured on her way to the scene. That's a scene on the Turnpike yesterday that ended violently for the suspect.
We heard all the commotion, all the cops. We seen all the cars come out here. So I ran out here and I hear the gunshot. I heard a gunshot go off right over there.
Jorge Mayo works in a barber shop just a couple hundred yards from the Turnpike, right where dozens of law enforcement officers were standing ground. The FBI says it all started with a carjacking in Miami-Dade County just before 2:30 p.m. Agents say the suspect drove a stolen vehicle to Broward County, robbed a business at gunpoint, then took off in a second stolen vehicle and crashed here on the Turnpike. He then got out of the car and started firing shots. That's when 2 officers who were passing by got out to help. Nelia Real, a 16-year veteran with the Key Biscayne Police Department who was on her way home, was shot in the neck. A deportation agent with U.S. Immigration and Customs was shot in the shoulder. And a Broward County Sheriff's deputy who was on her way to the scene crashed on I-95 and broke her leg.
Thoughts and prayers go out to them and wish them well, and to their families as well.
Investigators say the suspect, still unidentified, turned the gun on himself in the middle of the Turnpike.
The suspect died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Suspect's name has not been released this morning. We're waiting on more information, obviously, on the ICE agent and the Broward Sheriff's deputy. And coming up in our next hour, I'm going to tell you about a story about a quick thinking from another sheriff's deputy that may just have saved Real's life. That's the latest live in Hollywood this morning. I'm Mike Trim for WPTV News Channel 5.
Our other top story this morning, the latest developments involving John Goodman. It's supposed to be sentencing day, but anything could happen when the judge walks into the courtroom early this afternoon. News Channel 5's Christina Mora is live at the Palm Beach County Courthouse to start our special day-long coverage of this high-profile case. Christina?
Good morning. Today is going to be yet another pivotal day in this case. That sentencing is scheduled for around 2 o'clock this afternoon, but of course, there's a twist. Before that hearing, Judge Jeffrey Colbath is scheduled to interview former juror Dennis DeMartin. The defense has asked that Colbath inquire about DeMartin's claims in his recently released book, specifically about this drinking experiment that DeMartin says he conducted. Now, the defense wants the conviction thrown out. The prosecution is asking that Goodman go to prison for 20 years. The maximum is 30 years. Now, coming up in the next hour, around 5:30, we'll hear from a legal analyst as well as a former judge. We'll hear both of their insights on this ever-twisting case. For now, this morning, we are live in downtown West Palm Beach. Christina Mora, WPTV News Channel 5.
It is now 4:35, and it looks like Wall Street is going to be in for another very tough day, with foreign financial markets all rocked by surprising news from America's biggest investment bank and news from Europe. LaPonzina is at the live desk right now with all the developments there. Lauren, certainly doesn't sound good.
Not looking good either, John. Good morning. Asian markets all closed sharply lower, and European markets are all headed now in that same direction. The latest market shockwaves came from J.P. Morgan Chase, announcing it lost $2 billion in just the past 2 months because of bad derivative trading, pushing its shares down 7% overnight. And those trades were supposed to have been made in a so-called safe investment area of America's biggest investment bank. Also pushing markets down is today's scheduled meeting in Greece between political parties trying to come up with an alliance to end that country's debt issues. And Spain said this morning it would ask the EU for billions of more dollars to get it out of financial trouble. Wall Street futures at this hour, down about 70 points ahead of the 9:30 opening bell, but we'll certainly keep a close eye on that for you as we progress throughout the morning. That's the latest here at the live desk. Roxanne, back to you.